Hi everyone, this is Chelsea Blaze. Welcome to our DIMSUM X podcast. So today I'm very fortunate and very lucky to have our guest speaker, Abby, to join us. And Abby, would you mind introduce yourself a little bit?
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Abby. I'm currently in Irvine, California, and I'm a professional educator and I work at a nonprofit organization. And my goal is to, because I came here very early during my age, I came here when I was 12, and as myself, I'm a Chinese culture learner because I still think it's very important to recognize my identity. And I also want using myself as a bridge to express, maybe to spread, to tell more people about the traditional or Chinese culture. Yeah.
hmm Great.
Mhm.
Awesome. So maybe if you don't mind, share a little bit like how did we meet each other?
How do we meet each other? Oh,
Yeah.
that's quite a story because I met Chelsea during the one of the DIMSUM X event. And she was the co-host about I think it's just a conference about Chinese jade.
hmm
I said jade, right?
Yes,
Because
that's
yeah,
correct.
we have a mutual connection. The speaker there on that day was my neighbor, and then he brought a lot of like Chinese jade, like artwork pieces to
hmm
the to the place, to the conference, and then we touched it. And then I was holding like a Chinese like cup, ancient cup. I don't know that it's a cup. I think everything is solid over there, but actually it has a lid. So the lid fell down on the table, and then I was so worried about it will eventually crush it. I will be very, very, very frustrated because that's so expensive. I don't want to pay my debt for my rest of my life, you know? And then
Right.
Chelsea, she was holding that like how do I say it? A doll? Is that doll?
Yeah, like
Like
the terracotta,
a,
yeah, it's a jade one too. Yeah,
yeah. And then because the bottom of the doll is already broken, and then they use something to glue it.
right.
Yeah, but none of us know. But when she was holding that, and then the bottom part broke one more time. She
Right.
was thinking, okay, maybe I broke that piece. So two of us like thinking, okay, we might like break something or I don't know, but this is like a quite I don't know what was the like very like special connection between us by by breaking something valuable. Yeah.
Yeah, we think
So
we're
I came to her another event. It's
yes.
more like her her original like concept of DIMSUM X. And then I met a few people. They are quite interesting. They are very intellectual. And then we talk about a lot of things of how about how the memory was were formed or how our brain works and how we like introduce ourselves in a professional environment. And then that event was very like insightful. I learned a lot and then I talked a lot. I think it's very, very helpful for my future career though. Yeah. That's how I met Chelsea.
Yay, I'm so glad that yeah, we have some shared memories of breaking
Yeah.
the antiques. So this is
Very
what yeah, Abby.
expensive
Oh my God, I
memory
think I
though.
have your big photo of your face. You're like, oh no. That was like so funny. I need to zoom it in. Look, you're like, oh no, I think it's about to fall. I think it's capturing action. Yes.
Yeah, that was that was the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so funny. And yeah, this is the event, right? That we were there, and yeah, with Mr. Ying, and this was the one that yeah Abby was mentioning. I broke the the
The
bottom,
bottom.
split into half. I was freaking out too. I think both of us like okay, yeah, but it was a really great event. And then yeah, later on that Abby also came to the next event, which is the DIMSUM X Taste of Beauty, the mindful networking experience that we all met at the very beautiful Zen-like restaurant. And we have some yummy food that we shared together. And actually, if you don't mind, we'd love to hear what's your favorite dish that out of all these that you had the other day.
My personal favorite will be the like pumpkin soup. You just
Mm.
pointed out. Yeah, this one. Yeah,
Cool.
the reason why I love this so much is I think that's because I grew up as a pumpkin hater. I really
Oh.
hate pumpkin when I was in China. You know, I because we always cook that as more like a paste, like a pumpkin paste. I I I am a like a ch I was a child who hate like mushy
Mm-hmm.
stuff about like egg yolk, pumpkin, even potato. Yeah, I hate it. And then when I moved to United States, I kind of uh let myself out of the comfort zone, embrace more with the foreign cuisines. So I
Mm-hmm.
tried Korean like porridge, pumpkin
Mm-hmm.
porridge. They use pumpkin for like sweet porridge and like sweet soup,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it immediately. But
Wow.
this one is quite different because when you love something or like you are used to something, you have like the mindset or the stereotype of certain type of food. When you see it, you have something like in your mind, okay, this one's supposed to be sweet or supposed to be spicy. But
Mm-hmm.
this one, I thought in the first place, I think maybe okay, this is to be a sweet soup. But I when I tried it, I felt like a strong like spicy flavor. It's and then but and then it's like combined with the like a savory like sweetness
Mm-hmm.
and spicy blended all together, and I loved it. And then it's another very important I loved it is in the middle you can see there is a rice paper fried, and then inside that fried rice paper there will be something called like golden ear. Even though I'm a Chinese, I haven't tried gold ear in my whole life. Only tried like a black wooden ear or like
Mm-hmm.
silver wooden ear, and then it tastes like a it's a different compared to the fungus type of vegetable we used to have. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a bean paste. I think it's more like chewing than the fungus. I don't know, but it's quite experienced though. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, it's the very chewiness and kind of yeah, like not crunchy, but it's like crunchy and yet at the same time it's very chewy.
Yeah.
And yeah, to your point, actually, it's also my first time having it too. So like, wow, never heard of goat ear, right? We heard about
Yeah.
silver ear, black, wooden ear, etc. But the name of this dish actually is called the island. So I actually
Island.
have a
Yeah,
menu here.
island.
I'm looking at it, and it's made of a pumpkin, celery, carrot, rice paper is where that little sort of like a flower-like things look like, and then the
Mhm.
goat ear in the middle. And in fact, that you did mention it actually tastes a little bit spicy because it had turmeric in it. So the turmeric makes it even more interesting, flavorful. Besides, the normal taste of the pumpkin soup, right? But all in all, yeah, that actually is also one of my favorite as well. It's like very heartwarming. It's perfect for like winter and the fall weather.
Exactly.
Yeah, but do you like that the setting of us kind of enjoying a meal together, right? Not to rush and really be at the moment of be present with each other, that sharing a dish, a couple, that not just like rushing, trying to focus on talking, but then I do remember, if I remember correctly, I was making it say, okay, let's just take a moment of silence that we don't have to talk. We just drink the soup in front of us, right? It's awkward, but I feel like it's not awkward either because I think we're really appreciate all this beautiful food in front of us. And I don't feel like, I don't know about you, like, do you feel awkward like at that moment
No,
with
I don't feel
everything?
awkward. Supposedly, you don't have to talk when you have like a mouthful full of food.
Right, that's true. Yep, yep. But yeah, it was a very enjoyable and like how would you say this event, right? It's a little bit more of the tradition. I call it the more DIMSUM X event that with the food and the networking opportunity. Like how would you say your experience of attending this event?
I loved it actually
Oh,
because I'm a
you.
more like a school oriented or work oriented person. So all like the I think this kind of event, I would say professional event, it's they were all in a different environment or concept on like a certain like circumstances.
Mhm.
So they were like everybody is talking, the food is not necessary. If it's in the like school conference, you will sit in the front and then you listen to the conference, and then
Mhm.
maybe you can participate by raising your hand and
Right.
talking, and then you will see some pizza box like at the back, and then you will see like soda cup, and that's it. And then you can grab some after the conference. For school, for like work, like a networking event, you are more likely to see some like a small like canapé
Mhm.
and like a finger food over
Mhm.
there. You can like pick it and then put it on like a napkin or on a small plate. And but you are not necessarily to eat it because you have to talk. Like I said, you cannot talk with like a mouthful of food. And
Mhm.
then your I think your like initial goal to like attend those events is to do a networking. So your conversation is only based on the like professional area. And the food there, you can eat it or whether you're not eat it, it's not necessary. But here, when I joined the like DIMSUM X in event, I loved it because before we get into the like a formal topic about work, about professional stuff, and even though about like our personal like experience, we have food first, and
Right.
then more more. So after like at least 30 minutes of eating, everybody is relaxed, right?
Yeah.
And then we are comfortable to share something more intimate about ourselves or
Mhm.
more like um real thoughts about work, about life. This is
Right.
different when I uh it's a different compared to what I used to have.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. It's definitely less transactional and
Mhm.
more focus on
Yeah.
individual quality time. And then I think to your point of the balance, right? Like between
Yeah.
food and we're
Yeah.
eating, but not like, okay, trying to grab food and then rushing, standing around, versus
Yeah.
us sitting down at a round table, which is very
Yeah.
nice, right? I think it's that we can kind of see each other in the eyes and have a share equal opportunity to really connect with each individuals at the beyond just say a professional level, but I think I get to know who you are, and then you get to know
Exactly.
us too, like each of us that we walked away. I feel like we
Yeah.
really know, I feel like, yeah, we all kind of similar human being, right? Like we all have our
Yeah.
own challenges in life, but then we also have like our strength, each of us are like, we're amazing people.
Yeah.
And but then I feel like it actually bonds at a different level. So it's not
Yeah.
just like, oh, I met you that day, but then now I say, I met you, we had amazing food, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
connected. So I think it's like the three layers of what I'm trying to create here is that that
Hmm.
that strong bonding, like the connection first over transaction. And
Hmm.
I'm so, happy to hear that it has a very unique experience for you in your networking experience. So
Yeah, just circle back what you just mentioned. I think you brought up a very interesting like point of view that uh everybody sat down and we talked, we had
mhm.
food. we know who you are. Because the normal like networking event,
Mm,
professional environment, it's more like we're knowing the labels about yourself, about this person.
right, exactly.
Yeah, what is your work experience? What was the school you graduate from? And
Mm,
then what profit you can make for each year. This is the label,
mm,
not who you are,
right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But in DIMSUM X event, we can actually know about this person, not only the labels. It's
Yeah,
more meaningful to me. Yeah,
yeah, no, definitely.
yeah,
That's great. Yeah, thank you. And thank you for, being open to, sharing your stories because I know it takes courage too. It's like, whoa, it's all five different strangers, right? It's like I met the
yeah.
first time. Now I need to like kind of open up. But I think like I'm kind of curious too because you are opening up, right? Like
Mhm.
what makes you feel safe? And maybe that's a question that you're okay, right, to share, even though it's our first time. Again, you're meeting so many new faces.
Um, from my perspective, I'm more comfortable speak speak with strangers about my like
Oh.
intimate feeling about myself or like maybe some trauma that I had in the past
Mm.
because I know we are not from the same group. You
Mm.
won't be so judgmental. And
Ah,
then, yeah,
interesting.
that's
Right.
what yeah, I think that's more like the reason that I came because I know everything I said will stay
Yeah.
in that event and
Hmm.
then will not haunt it for rest of my life. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Right. It's that one, it's the amount of the people,
Yeah,
right? That I
yeah,
think with a different background that were
yeah,
there. It's not maybe what your circle is. So people definitely, yeah, don't come in with any judgment
yeah.
and then at the same time,
Hmm.
yeah, it's kind of like you're going to Vegas, whatever happens, stay in Vegas.
Yeah,
It's like whatever happens,
exactly.
stay in Dim Sum X. And yeah, and it's a very unique experience. And it is true too, because I feel like every time I host this kind of event, to me, it's that one particular experience. I don't think it will happen again, right? We cannot have the same group of people again, let's say at the same venue, right? Next time, maybe.
Even though we have like single people, we won't be having the same conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a very unique. Each time it's like I'm there for that particular experience and at
Yeah.
that special moment to your point. And you miss this, then it will not, be replicated again.
Hmm.
So it's very, yeah, unique way of a moment of a
Hmm.
sharing stories with each
Yeah.
other, and then I do very much cherish that, like at each of the event it's very
Yeah.
unique, yeah, to the point, yeah. So I actually that yeah we talked a little bit about your experience with DIMSUM X, and actually I want to switch a little bit topic. Recently I came across
Hmm.
an article. Let me share my screen real quick, and I wanted to hear if you have any thoughts on this one. Given your background, I feel like we're very similar in terms of um, working remotely sometimes, right? That so there's an article I came across recently on Harvard Business Review. It's called "We're Still Lonely at Work,"
Uh-huh.
and yeah, it's an amazing article by Constance Noonan Hadley and Sarah L. Wright.
Hmm.
And yeah, so this article basically talks about even as of nowadays, things are back to a bit more of a hybrid, if you will, like workplaces is not just fully remote, but then there's like hybrid, people working remotely and then people working in the office. But nonetheless, that people are still feeling lonely at work. So I kind of wanted to hear your thoughts on that, like based on maybe your personal experience, like how have you do you feel the same? Maybe that's the first question. Do you feel the work loneliness in your personal experience, first of all?
First of all, I think I felt it,
Mm,
especially during the pandemic.
mm,
Because, I I am an educator, so
mm,
basically I have to communicate with people face to face in order
mm,
to educate them.
Mm-hmm.
But under the pandemic circumstances, I won't be able to talk to people
Mm.
face to face. We are
Right.
using Zoom. So I'm really familiar with the Zoom setting. But sometimes when you're using Zoom, it lack of like I think the elements of communication. We can really see each other in face. And then
Right.
sometimes, network is not stable, or your lens is not clear enough. You're like kind of missing some parts of like facial expressions. And some people more like introvert, they will turn
Mm-hmm.
the camera off, then
Right.
you cannot really see them.
That's
So makes my job really hard to
right.
continue during that time.
Yep.
But yeah, I remember when I was in pandemic, half of the time I was a student,
Mm-hmm.
and half of time I was a teacher.
Right.
So I kind of like understand as a two side
Mm. Interesting.
of like the character. Yeah, when
Right.
you are like trying to do like educating to other people.
Right.
When I was a student,
Right.
it's really hard to focus on screen and
Mm-hmm.
then listen to what teacher said. Everybody know how the internet just interesting. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was using internet for a long time, and then
Right.
like ignore what my professor said. And then same thing happened when I was the teacher, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you see other people's eyes, they're like freezing in the screen,
Right.
they're
They're
not
not looking
talking to you.
anywhere. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like reading on something
And
else.
then when you were no, they were using their cell phone just like I did. That.
Right. How funny.
Yeah, but com- um like circle back to the work experience. Not like you. I'm single, so I don't have a family.
Mm-hmm.
Then under the pandemic, oh, right now, or more like work from home, like the working experience. I'm the only one in this like small apartment all day,
Mm-hmm.
all alone.
Right.
Makes me hard to talk to anybody. That's
Right. Oh,
yeah, that's will create the loneliness.
right.
And then I think maybe, yeah, for many people, working at home is like your comfort zone. You don't have to like
Mm-hmm.
dress up every day to be professional,
Mm-hmm.
meeting other people. And then
Mm-hmm.
you can wear just pajamas, maybe. Yeah, but your bottom part, wearing pajamas when you're working.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
more relaxed.
Right.
But you cannot see other people, even though I know working experience can be really superficial because you
Yep.
don't really like, maybe you don't like other people.
Right.
You don't like your colleague, you don't like your boss. That's very common. But you are putting a facade on you,
Mm-hmm.
but you still talk to them, right?
Right.
Still have like a daily communication. But when you're at home, you only have yourself. And then all you have is like this like small,
Mm-hmm.
you don't talk to anybody. So yeah,
Yeah.
great loneliness.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is very much so. I totally feel you. Yeah, I've been working remotely for since 2000, maybe say definitely 19, if not
2020, I guess.
yeah, yeah, 17. And it's yeah, it can be hard, right? Like you're not in person with people
Mhm.
and you don't have the everything is just like screen, right? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're craving for that human connection, kind of like, oh, you're right next to me. I don't know, it's different. It's like when
Yeah.
we have the meal in person, it's different than we're talking
You're
on.
talking right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. But do you, like do something about it? Like do maybe like go hang out with coworkers afterwards? Like what do you do? I'm kind of curious to kind of fight this loneliness, work loneliness. Or
Um, I don't know about other people. I just like saying for myself, I'm not that kind of person who likes to hang out with my coworker.
mm,
I'm
right.
kind of like apart. Like I'm a this is work, this is
Mhm.
my life.
I
I
see.
don't like
Mix it up.
blend it and mix it. I don't do that. And then
Right.
so as you said, to fight this loneliness, I will probably go out. I'll
Mm,
probably go out.
I
Maybe
see.
just to go to some places and then
Right.
talk to my friends
Right.
instead.
Got it. I see. Okay, yeah, right. To balance it out.
Hmm
Interesting.
hmm
Right. Yeah. And then like what about I'm curious, do you guys do what other things makes you feel lonely besides actually working, like maybe remotely or but then do you feel like I don't know in terms of companies. So for me personally, maybe an example could be, for example, if a company hosts any company events, right? Like they can't
hmm
fly remote employee over. I feel like I'm being excluded in a way. So I
Oh,
feel
okay.
like, like, oh, I'm not part of this, right? Oh, there's a holiday party that's coming up. Like, oh, I can't participate because I'm not that I'm not invited, but they don't spend the money, say, oh, we'll fly you out, have a hotel, etc. But people actually live nearby the office, they can go to attend. So then I feel like kind of like, oh, I'm right. That lonely is like, oh, I'm not in this cool fun party. I know do you
Oh,
have other similar experience like that make you feel that
so
way?
you are the one who likes to attend the like a company party.
Not a 10, but I want to be with like our group of co-workers, right? Like you said, maybe I don't like necessarily want to just like do it forcefully like every week to hang out, but then when there's a big gathering, it's like, oh, it's our chance that I can actually meet so and so. I have been on the phone call for so many years that we never see each other in person. So like I have a team member, some other employees are in a different cities, so it'll be so wonderful. I can meet them in person maybe once a year at least. It's like, oh, at least I can kind of feel that connection. But yeah, none of this is happening, then it's really hard, I feel like, for me. Yeah.
For you, okay. For me, I would say I actually attended some of my like previous like companies like parties.
Mm,
Um, I liked the way everybody was were gathering together and sharing food. And sometimes, yeah, just like you said, usually the party is like in December.
mm-hmm,
So we always talk about our New Year resolution.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, what we're going to do or what we should to do in the new year. I like the way that the company create environment like
mm,
yeah, the event that everybody can attend to
mm,
um using your like professional mind to think about your like future plans.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, but right now everybody, I think that everybody I know is work from home, really like reduce the chance to join that event like this.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why is that the case? I'm kind of curious to hear your view on that.
You are asking about I cannot attend the company annual event.
No, you were saying, if I understand you correctly, that you were saying people are trying to avoid going to a company holiday party, or no? Or maybe that
Oh,
may be
they're not avoiding.
right.
They're not, I'm not saying I'm avoiding to do that. I'm saying a lot of my friends right now, they are work from home. And
Uh-huh.
then sometimes their companies are in other state.
Right.
Be
Yeah.
able to join the company event.
Right. They cannot, right?
And then this situation is become more and more common.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So meaning more and more people cannot go to the
Yeah,
company party because they work in a different state. Like,
correct.
right. Versus before, everyone is just in the same,
Yeah,
going to the office, it's all in the
yeah.
same city. So there's a higher, attendance rate, right, for the company.
Mhm.
But now maybe I'm making it up. Let's say before it's like 90%, but now it's like only 70% of people able to make it. But then there's another 20% is in the different cities
Yeah,
across the US.
yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, but then do you feel, I don't know, again, not speaking on behalf of you or your friend, but do they feel like they would love to if they can, if they happen to be in the same,
It really
city?
depends on like people like the person. Yeah. For
Mm,
I speaking for myself, um I like to attend it because even though I'm very introvert, I still like to like have like people around once a year. That's okay.
hmm.
I can
Right.
talk to them about my career. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really like a good chance to meet though. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think I feel the same too. I think it's a very good balance, right? Like you said,
Yeah.
that I haven't seen everyone for, the whole year. It would be very
Yeah.
nice, right? That we get to meet each other in person at least like once a year, if it's not
Once a
like
year,
twice
yeah.
a year. Yeah, so with that said, I'm actually wanted to, kind of go into the next phase is that
Mhm.
I wanted to kind of come up with experiment, if you will, because I think this is one of the pain point.
Mhm.
Like maybe talking to you, talking to others, people that I work with, then I wanted to kind of using this as an opportunity. Like, what can I do about it? Like if I have this loneliness, right, the work loneliness, and then also at the same time, what can I do, like as an individual, maybe as the founder of DIMSUM X, and to maybe bring people together if we cannot go to, say, all the different event in person, like the company event in person. So I was thinking, if possible, that I can maybe host a couple of DIMSUM X events throughout, the different cities, perhaps.
Mhm. Mhm.
And yeah, would love to see if people wanted to attend or not, So as our way, right? It's like remote employee or whoever can make it to the holiday party. It's our way of a holiday gathering, if you will.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say, like I said, like in the modern like workplace, especially everybody is remote,
Mm-hmm.
and loneliness has become a prevalent issue.
Right.
And then dim sum X, and then your dim sum X value is like a being more than just event. For
Mm-hmm.
me, it's more like a support network that
Mm-hmm.
like people can actually to find a spiritual home, if you will, if I can put like that, a spiritual home.
Mm-hmm.
It's a it's it can exchange our feelings
Mm-hmm.
and can build like a very like a profound emotional connection. If
Mm-hmm.
you allow me to say that.
Yeah, no, very well put. I love every single word you said.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a DIMSUM
Yes.
X provides like emotional support,
Right.
allowing people to feel understood and realize that
Right.
loneliness is not it's not insurmountable. For I
Hmm.
think that's what I put. And
Right.
then it's very good that you have like a concept to like hold some event to let people who actually cannot join the event to join the Dim Sum X event, and
Hmm.
then to like using, I think, food as a bridge, and then we
Hmm.
can connect to each other. Yeah,
Yes.
to cure the loneliness symptom.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, to applaud to what you said. It's like very well summarized, kind of like what I wanted to do. And I remember maybe the very first event. I don't think I realized this is a work loneliness is existed. Like I said, I didn't realize until I bought this magazine, the Harvard Business Review, and
Uh-huh.
I was at the airport. I was like, wait, like we're still lonely at work. I was like, I have to get this. And then after I read it, I was like, whoa, that's exactly. I feel like
Yeah.
what I did DIMSUM X was for is to
Mm.
really help, maybe for me at least, fight my loneliness at work because I don't have my remote, coworkers
Mhm.
around me. I'm living in a different city than the city I'm worked at. So with that said, yeah, like I think to your point, right? This is our opportunity or a platform that maybe we use it to connect each other and bring people together, and it's a place where we can really share our thoughts and not to feel judgmental
Yeah.
and I feel safe too, to do so. So,
Yeah.
so with that said, I wanted to share, this one here just to show you some of the ones that I created. I haven't published it yet, but wanted to kind of share with you here. So I wanted to host a couple events. So one is in West Los Angeles on December
Uh-huh.
5th. Yeah, between 12 to 3 at the Capital Seafood Beverly Hills. And actually, I picked that day because a lot of the company is doing maybe holiday party. I'm trying to see
Uh-huh.
like people who cannot go to holiday party, would they go to the dim sum? And then there's one in Awanti,
I
in the
see.
East
Uh-huh.
Los Angeles, so people in the West doesn't have to travel maybe to the east side. and that one is at Happy Together, a very popular new dim sum spot.
Mm.
And then the next one is actually in Cerritos, maybe a little bit closer
Yeah,
to you, in
yeah,
Irvine.
closer to me.
Yeah, at the Lunasia Dim Sum House, and it's also a very good restaurant as well. And
Mm.
then by me, I'm near in Maryland right now, so I'll be hosting in the DC, Maryland area for Q for Peter Chang, and it's another very good restaurant. So all the dim sum restaurant I picked here are top notch. So it's at review after me. I went to all these restaurants to eat them before, so it's a very good one. So it's approved. So food is good. So then the people.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to get people together and let's join and then fight the workplace loneliness, maybe one
Yeah.
dumpling or one dim sum at a time. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So,
I love the way you are putting food as a main character of the event. Just
mm-hmm.
not like the final touch of something. It's yeah, I love that
Yeah,
because I think food like serve as a universal form of communication, even though we might not speak the same
right,
language.
right.
Yeah, sitting together, especially, like I talked to you previously, Chinese dinner table are round, usually round, right? Dinner
Mm-hmm.
table are round. And then
Yep,
round table, people sitting each other, we can see everybody who's sitting there, right?
right.
And then sitting there to share a meal, I think is the best way to break down cultural barrier and then
Mm-hmm.
to like a bridge, like a psychological gaps,
Yep.
I
Mm-hmm.
guess. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I love Dim Sum X because actually Dim Sum X stands out because it's offered not just food, but also stories from everybody, each
Mm-hmm.
other.
Mm-hmm.
And then also because it's stories from everybody. So um if we came from different cultural background, definitely we'll have like each culture embedded with each dish and
Mm-hmm.
each like conversation, right?
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
whether they are like Chinese or like they're other people from like United States or even from other foreign country,
Mm.
everyone can find the common topic and then like to like contribute under their understanding or their thoughts while having or while enjoy the meal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I think it's like sometimes it's fun to have dim sum too. It's like a lot
Mhm.
of food. It's almost
Yeah.
like, oh, we're a bunch of kids, right? It's like, oh, all this yummy food. It's like we're still
Yeah.
paying
Yeah.
attention
Yeah.
to each other, so it's not so awkward. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we just want to see like, what is that? What is that? It's like,
Yeah.
can you pass me
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It's like kind of like we're just having fun hanging out, and then
Yeah.
after I feel like we eat the food. For me, it's
Yeah.
like I'm not hangry. It's like now we're like, oh, okay, I'm full, I'm happy. Like, okay, let's talk about things, right? It's like we take care of
Yeah.
our bellies first, and then you can see like, oh, we have a common share. I think we all really like that dish, whatever the chashu bao or siu mai, etc. So it's like
Mhm.
now I know you, right? It's like, oh, okay, we're connecting, so there's something there, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
further into the next thing is our mind, right? Our belly is connected, now our mind is connected. I feel like it's like so many layers now. Now it's like we cannot not be friends. It's like now I know,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, who you are. So, but yeah, I just like to create some warmness of
Yeah,
the
warmness.
connection, not so cold,
Like
not
I
so
said, spiritual home.
right. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So you get it. Yep. Cool. Awesome. Yay. Yeah, I think this is wonderful. So thank you so much for, sharing your stories, your experience and your heart. I think, how you feel about the this whole experience with us. And yeah, I'm just really grateful. I feel like because of DIMSUM X, I get to meet you. I think that's one of the biggest fortune or luck that I feel like I create the experience sometimes. And not necessarily say, oh, how many people got come to my event, but it's like who do I actually get to know? It's like this year I collect a new friend, Abby, so I'm very, very
I'm
grateful.
your
So,
collection.
yes, yeah, you're my collection. Yeah. Yes. I have a lot of different collection, but you're definitely one of them. I'm very grateful for. Yes. Yep. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, and I we'll definitely have more chat. I think not enough time. There's so
Yeah,
many topics to talk about, and
yeah.
also to have your unique perspective. And being we're both immigrant, but you're also an educator, and you live across the different coasts, right? And yeah, lots of very unique perspective from where you are. So it's very, very helpful for others out there to listen to this podcast. Um, to see, shed some lights on what it is like to be part of this community. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
cool, awesome,
Cool.
yay,
Oh,
yay.
I'm going
Huh.
to eat.
Okay, okay, yeah, you should definitely go to eat. Sorry, don't get hungry.
I'm actually talking about going to eat dim sum at your event.
Oh, yes, yes, we'll definitely have to go to the dim sum event. Oh, yes, not the other one.